Welcome survivors, I'm GP bringing you the latest ARK news. Now, ARK Survival Evolved may be coming to an end in terms of new content and official servers. In fact, content has already ended, but the journey is far from over on the Switch, with tons more content to be released over the next 12 months. And hopefully the same goes for the mobile platform too later this year. I know many of you are patiently waiting on that news. But anyone that's played on the Switch that has never played ARK on other platforms still has so much to look forward to for the very first time, including Genesis Part 2 and all of the community made maps. And let's not forget the Rhyniognatha. There's also been a lot of people asking whether the Switch will get ARK Survival Ascended, or at least any of the creatures coming to that version. So let's cover everything that is coming to the Switch, what timelines we know of, and what issues and fixes are happening. The Switch is currently experiencing the fantastic Summer Bash event, as this platform is now starting to experience these events for the first time ever, and this one runs until July 24th, and it's been running a pretty decent amount of time since the end of June. And speaking of events, the next event that ARK normally experiences after the Summer Bash is the Fear Evolved event, which is a pretty big time between July and October to not have any of these events. But I can assure you that the Fear Evolved event is one of the best, if not the best events in the game. Now, there's no dates given for this yet, but I'd estimate that it will come around mid-October and run for at least 3 weeks based on the current Summer Bash event. Also expected around the same time of year will be Genesis Part 2, the last official story map for ARK, as back in March they indicated that Gen 2 will release in the fall, which is September to November. Now, unlike wildcards releases on other platforms, Grove Street Games have been pretty spot on with their planned release dates, so I'm pretty sure Gen 2 will come this year in the fall, and I'll keep you informed when that date drops. As for the rest of the community made maps, there's no schedule for these yet. The in-game map menu on single player apparently is not indicative of the order they will release, so it's not clear yet which of those maps will be coming next, and it's expected that Gen 2 will be coming before the next community map. Recently, Grove Street confirmed that the Rhyniognatha will be coming to the Switch later this year. The Rhyniognatha is the very last new creature to come for ARK Survival Evolved, but of course Switch players still have all the new creatures from Genesis Part 2 to look forward to as well. We are still waiting for the official date for the Rhyniognatha. Genesis Part 1 small tribe servers. I know people have been asking about when Gen 1 will get some of those servers. Recently, Grove Street confirmed that they will release small tribe servers once they get Genesis servers running more stable. And there was a further update on that this week, saying probably another week or two. So I'd say small tribe servers for Gen 1 will likely arrive towards the end of July. The recent patch that went out restored cloning chambers after they were previously disabled due to players having found an ability to dupe using the structure. This has now been patched, hopefully for good, and the structure has been restored in the game. They also adjusted the lighting on the Genesis Part 1 map, although I think lighting in general at night time on most maps is still pretty poor. And ARK Survival Ascended. Is the Switch going to get this remastered game? The simple answer is no, I'm afraid. Back in June, Grove Street stated, don't expect ASA on a Nintendo product until they release a more powerful console. Also, after being asked whether they will get any of the dinos coming to ASA, they replied saying to not expect anything from ASA on the Switch. The goal of this port is to match ARK Survival Evolved on PS4 and Xbox. Now, with Grove Street still having so much content to work on and release for the Switch, people shouldn't really be expecting them to do ASA anytime soon anyway, as I believe the time frame for all the community made maps to release goes through to next summer. However, the new version of the Switch, which I believe is going to be Switch 2, I believe is expected to launch next year. So never say never. That's all the latest Switch news, survivors. If you don't want to miss out on all the latest ARK news, make sure to subscribe.